Well, Culture Matters podcast. We're back again with another 30 days of thought. Today, we're on page 88. Love, love, evil. Boy, this is an easy topic. Let's do our best. Love is important for business. This is why. Um, the scars that we accumulate as we grow our businesses, as we evolve our businesses. The question is, do we evolve? What if it's the scars that actually hinder us from evolving with our business? Now our business is bigger than we are as people. It's bigger than our capacity to think. It's bigger than our capacity to care. It's bigger than our capacity to understand. The business is bigger than our capacity. Like we're tiny. We're tiny little specks. We lack relationships or the relationships that we otherwise would have if we had this massive business. We lack the resources we otherwise would have if we had this massive business in our mind. We're creating in our head. We or this and I'm talking about this in a business context. You could look at it in a life context. Like we're small in capacity to what we could create, to what we could start in the domino effect of like to what could come as a result of of our thought, of our word, spoken, written, action, represented, because the action represented in the thought and the word. We're tiny in comparison to what could come as a consequence of our lives. The question becomes, do we catch up to the size of what we manifest? Do we grow in in proportion to what we create and what we manifest? And we don't necessarily grow in this world in proportion from a value standpoint, our capacity to forgive, to reason, to empathize, to care, to to search, to explore. So do we in this world catch up? Do we expand with if I want to draw it, but like we're small. I'm small. You're small. We're small in relation to what could be, to what could happen, to what could be created, to what we could do. Like, think of any of these great business people that you see. They started something. Ray Kroc. He was small in comparison to who he would become in a worldly sense, to what he would create. Because the creation is a manifestation of the creator. But does the creator, this is the person, does the creator catch up or grow with the creation? I don't think we do in the absence of love. I think we might actually grow in an inverted sense to the creation. We let the scars of growth, we let the betrayals, we let the conflicts, the lawsuits, the 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 sacrifices. People give up their lives, they give up their families, they give up their friends, they give up everything to create these businesses, these whether it's business, whether it could be a freaking army, a world conqueror. It's like if I have to draw love, what if love is actually the medium that helps, or the expressive conditioning, or the wavelength of interaction, the habit orientation, or the iterative process of growing in proportion to what we create. Love can help us unlearn, relearn. Love can help us, um, not, yeah, not grow in an inverted sense to the growth of our business, of our creation, of our monuments, but grow up to. We can burden that responsibility. We can balance the burden of power. So I'm going to draw it this way. Yeah, let's see. This is not going to be clear at all. If Hmm. This is way too complicated for a short little excerpt like this. Um, I don't think I've been clear about this at all. But I guess maybe that's not the goal here. The goal is to read this excerpt on love. I'll say it this way. If I'm tiny, we're tiny. Our vision, it can't be seen by others. After 50 years of toil, all people see is our vision. They don't even see us anymore because we become whatever our monuments are. We become whatever, Steve Jobs is Apple. Like he's bigger than himself now. Love keeps him a person. Love, as he relates to others, love love helps us burden the consequence of our creations. Love can help us catch up to ourselves. You know, the imagine you see the creation, you see the fifth 500,000 jobs, you see the power, you see the influence, you see the authority, you see the monuments, but that doesn't necessarily mean the person is that big. They could actually be smaller than they were before because it's almost like the exact opposite of what you see. So it's invisible, it's backwards, is the is it's the opposite of love. It's the the worldliness that it took to create, because the tree that grows the heavens roots go all the way down to hell. There's a possibility that the things that we create that are great can eat us alive, can consume us, and we actually lose ourself in that creation. And we're 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 eaten alive by it. Like if we if, we run the risk of being eaten alive by our creation, by losing the sense of curiosity, losing the ability to see people for potential, to see our own reflection in those people. And can help us, love can help us not lose ourselves in our own creations. So if you imagine the journey that we're going to go on of creating in this world, of creating success, creating value in this world has an inverse relationship with the journey of us. And if we're not careful, it could easily swallow us up. And we could not only stay small, we actually expand in the wrong way. We're smaller, because like if we go negative and our negativity grows in proportion to the creative manifestation of our creativity. That's what everyone recognizes, everyone sees. Because as we grow in power, people treat us differently. They see us differently. We even see ourselves differently. We have to be careful of that. That what other people see that changes how they relate to us doesn't make us more likely to be worse, but it's a call to action for us to be even better, even greater. And love can help us catch up as individuals to the creations that we create, or we lose control of the creations that we can create, or really we lose the ability to respond. We're not capable of being responsible for the creations that we create, and they will be taken from us. And that happens every day in businesses, make it really practical. Like people's businesses outgrow them and they get bought by people that have more information, have more power, have more influence, have more authority, and they've lost it. They've lost their creation because they weren't able to grow in relationship to it. And love helps us grow. Love is a cleansing. Love is an awareness. Love is it's a breaking down of the knowing and the known and the certainty. Love is a cleanser. It cleanses the palate. So, all right, I'm going to read the excerpt. Love is an important factor of business because it's it's an accountability. It's a cleansing of the palate. It's a reorientation. It's a great equalizer. It it makes it's real, whereas the absence of it is not real. So without a shadow of a doubt, love is what it's all about. A silly rhyme aside, my pen gently quivers as I write this. My heart on my sleeve, this pen is my weapon of choice to fight back ignorance, fear, pain, and hatred. I see my reflection in my work. Only love may bring us joy. Love itself knows no bounds. No word or phrase can contain it or explain it. It's anonymous, abstract, and unobservable. Love just is. So much love I have inside of me. As I write this, I tear. No microphone, speakerphone, or device will suffice. Love alone can save our human race. Love is pure. Love is power, for without love we can stand no more. What is love? That is the question. No answers may be found, and therefore love is scarce and knows no fear. Friends, we joke and play at love's expense. We hope and pray for recompense. For life is love and love is life. It is the core value we share on the land that we live upon. Love is leisure, liberty, and lessons. The learnings of our failures and the legacy we leave behind from victories. If we don't open ourselves to love, we may never live. One could agree it's a blessing or a curse. We can be targets to the ill of the heart or the devil's keepers, but our love above that can manifest destiny. Love is good, love is patient, and love is kind. Choose your power, my friend, and use your mind. As I am writing this to you, my lover, my friend, as this pen touches parchment, I transfer my love to you. What is love? Love is life. Decide to live, and you may never welcome strife. So here's an example. Okay, there's me and there's you. There's an antagonism in that. I'm not love. You're not love. Love is outside of both of us. We have to relate to one another to do things. Now, yeah, we have to relate to one another to do things. We have to cooperate, whatever the context is. It's a team building. We're on a team. We're in an interpersonal relationship, like a friendship. It's a marriage. It's a unity. There's a me and there's you there, and we we are not love. We are of this world. We are prone to all sorts of, rage and the drives, like, hunger and like we have to get afraid to like survive. We have to eat to survive. We might even fight and be in a circumstance where we have to fight and kill to survive. We have to choose this world over ourselves, or our potential to love based on the harsh realities of life. Love is like a privilege in a sense, but it's not us. It's above us. It's an anchoring. That's why, like, maybe that's why they say God is love, because it's like our accountability partner, because we have this ability to respond within a spectrum of awareness and a spectrum of resources and relationships that keep us solvent, keep us safe, healthy. Like, if anything, we're everything but love, but we have a capacity to love. It's like our future selves benefit from our capacity to not have to win every game because we're doing this. Our future selves have relationship with one another. That's why we cooperate. Even when we compete with businesses in a business landscape, we're competing for the betterment of each other because each business is comprised of consumers. We're all consuming the products and services at varying degrees of what it is our competitors, we put on that suit and go to work, are trying to put us out of business. We're simultaneously solving each other's our competitors are solving our own problems competing with us. So there's even this cooperative individual benefit from that competitive tribal uh, uh, situation. You have two companies competing against one another, and the livelihoods in a work sense of their constituents, their employees and shareholders are dependent on their success and beating each other. But by cooperating, The general marketplace has a better product or service, but we're all the general marketplace. We're all benefiting from that competition that simultaneously is putting us in a position where our lives could be worse because of the tribalism of the competition. So, you know, love is above us. There's a portion of us that's called to it, but it's not us. It's a portion of us that's called to it. It's beyond us. It's like the space in between me relating to you is the space of potential. You know, uh uh love cures paradox. I can choose to continue. I can choose to feel pain. I can choose to feel bad. I can push through those. It's like you having an argument with someone. And that's the thing. Maybe even I think about this. I can't always choose because if I'm the deeper the truth, the less likely I am to choose because I lose myself in that set. I go right to tribalism. I go right to anger. I go right to rage. I go right to response. That's where the love bank account comes in. It's like when I'm at my lowest, if we have a relationship, you may be there to forgive me when I'm at my lowest. If I'm at my when you're at your lowest, I might be there to forgive you based on your lowest. And that's where trust comes in because the more quality time we've spent together and the more meaningful the relationship, the bigger that bank account is of trust, the bigger that bank account is of meaning, the bigger that bank account is of belief and value, the people closest to me are going to be there for me when I am unable to respond in my best sense. I'm not in control. I'm able to respond on a spectrum of awareness. And I'm reliant on you, on my enemies or my friends. The enemy will come in. I'm reliant on my friends. I'm reliant on my family. I'm reliant on my relationships to pull me out of purgatory when I'm at my limit to burden truth, right? The more right that critic is, the more honest that statement is from the customer, the friend. And this is where maybe enemies come in because how we relate to our enemies will increase or decrease our self-awareness, our awareness of ourself, of where our contradictions lie. And they test our capacity to act out the values of values that create value. And love has a relationship with that because it transcends, it's like the meta value. It's the value of all values. It brings out behaviors that lead to cooperation, that manifest creative capacities, that construct the not just the world, but us through the world as we construct the world. And that's right. One of the episodes the other day of 30 Days of Thought, Paul Aceto and Andrew Berman, I thought about, you know, I thought God, the belief in God, like not just like the prayer of God or the concept of, the dogma of God, but the acting out of godly principles can be an antidote to the irrational consequences of nature. It's an irrational concept, an irrational set of behaviors that manifest an acceptance of that irrational concept. And those behaviors can cure us of the ailments of the irrational consequences of nature. Things are going to happen in our lives that are out of our control, that are out of our perception of control, that are out of our ability to beyond our ability to respond, that destroy us and break us, that destroy everything that we've come to know as our identity and our purpose and our meaning and our value and our happiness and just bring us to the worst of ourselves and reveal the worst of ourselves to us. And God inspires that irrational res, set of responses and habits and behaviors that are antidote or a panacea, like a cleansing. They're a necessary response to the irrational consequences of nature. That that's what's real about it. It's We get lost in these arguments of the knowledge component, like who died when and what guru lived and what prophet did this and that. What makes it valuable is are the facts, the fruit. There are certain ways that we're not going to behave. We're going to behave in certain ways as a consequence of godliness, that we otherwise wouldn't, because it's not rational. It transcends rational. It's not rational to forgive the murderer of your child. It's not rational to none of it's rational. Yeah, it's not. That's the point. It's love is not rational at all. Love is a leap. Love is it's a set of behaviors that transcend the rational, that transcend the individual, that don't even, it's not even a group thing. It's the space in between you and me. It's a relation, and it's a relatedness. It's a relating. And it it knows there's no it's not fixed or finite. It's infinite, but it will come at the cost of you. Like, so, if we use the metaphor of the crucifixion, like, you're gonna die, you're gonna lose that argument, you're gonna lose that battle, you're gonna lose that company, you're gonna lose it all, and you'd be willing to do it for the truth, like standing by your principles, standing by what you think, standing by what you say. That's an aim. To be that good would be a helpful aim to the world. That helps everybody, even if it means you lose. If you stay in the game long enough, maybe you win. But even if you don't, it doesn't. That's okay too, because you have something so much more valuable. You have something so much more valuable than this world, and that would be what was right. That would be your conscience. That would be your pride. That would be your authenticity. So, wow, went down a rabbit hole. Yeah, get 30 days of thought, put out your videos, write your thoughts, um, share your thoughts, follow me at 30 Culture Matters. Please leave us a review of the Culture Matters podcast. What is love? And we will see you next time.